Hi, very good morning. Today we have Mr. Kevin, the Associate Director of Admissions International from Yorkville University, Canada. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks. Fantastic being in India. How are you feeling today?
It's great. It's always a wonderful experience to come to India and meet with our important partners and just explore the country. It's such a unique and beautiful country. So
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to host you today at Urban Global Podcast today. And so now let me show you the brochure first to the screen to my audience that what are the programs we're gonna offer and what are the benefits from the Yorkville and the scholarship related content you can share with us so that many of Indian students are looking forward to come to Canada for different programs. So to starting with, like how many campus does the Yorkville University has?
that's great. Great question. So currently we have two campuses in that we welcome international students to. We have one in Toronto and one in Vancouver. So Canada is very large, almost 5,000 kilometers wide, and we're essentially coast to coast, if you will. So Toronto is in the largest city in Canada, and then Vancouver on the other coast. And again, we have these two campuses to welcome the international students. However, in Toronto, we're just in the process of opening a brand new campus downtown. It's very accessible, right in the heart of business in Toronto, and we're really excited to welcome our new international students to the campus.
Fantastic to hear about the new campus. And the next part is like, what are the courses? Like, can you brief me about the bachelor's programs and the master's programs open for the international students?
Excellent. So I'll start with our Vancouver campus. So on the west coast of Canada. So we primarily have our Bachelor of Business Administration there, and we have specializations in accounting, energy management, supply chain management, and we also have a general specialization. So all of those in our BC campus are all tied to the relevant professional designations. So, for example, project management is tied to PMI. Our energy management is tied to the energy management, the respective energy management organization. And again, all of the and accounting is tied to CPA, so Chartered Professional Accounting. They are all tied together and again, relevant to the respective industry. So it's part of our core pillars of what we do. Everything is tied to industry. And then we'll move on to Toronto, where we have our Bachelor of Business Administration. We have there, it's probably one of the most affordable, accessible MBAs in Canada.
Sounds interesting. So when we talk about the affordability, like what is the fee structure and what kind of scholarship benefits does the international students get it from their institution?
Great question. So our students are eligible for up to $24,000 in bursaries, and for our undergraduate programs, and up to $10,000 in our graduate programs.
Fantastic. And how about the placement support? I should not ask this question, but basically from the India, like the first question comes as is placement support or the assistance what the students get once we finish the master's or bachelor's programs from the respective university.
Honestly, we have what's called our career education, and our career education team supports the students from the very first term. And what they do is they support the students to build their own professional profile, their own professional persona, if you will. And they support them throughout the entire duration of their studies and help them to establish themselves for their career. So they support them along the way and help to understand where they want to be, what they want to be, and how to be. And that's kind of one of the unique elements.
So you mean to say that the professional grooming from day one
exactly.
In terms of the placement?
Exactly. So they will have the opportunity to explore whatever their passion is, with the support of the team and guidance, and be able to again help them to stand out when it's time for them to enter their career.
Perfect. So now, do we have any provision, like all the master's programs in international will be for 2 years, that's like 24 months. Like, what is the probability? Like, we can be finished, any international student can finish the program within 18 months or 15 months, something like that, to save some additional time for the next PSW options.
Right. So, talking specifically about the MBA, so generally that program is completed in under 2 years. And again, it comes down to how the student wants to sort of take their progress through the actual program. Generally, if the student doesn't have a business background, it's 5 terms, and then if they have a business background, it's 4 terms. So depending on how they actually progress through their studies, it can be definitely completed in under 2 years, and it does allow them to a lot of flexibility for their studies.
Sounds interesting. So, can you just tell me about the eligibility criteria when we talk about the MBA or any other master's program? What are the basic eligibility criteria? Eligibility criteria in the sense that academic background, because in India we have a percentage system which talks about 50%, 55, 60, 65, or the number of backlogs.
Right. Okay. So excellent question, and it's something that's really important to students. They want to know what if they qualify to enter the program. And so with our MBA, the students are eligible. So in conversion to a 4.0 scale, we can allow students between 3.0 and above. Would allow students to enter without a condition. So no GMAT required for 3.0 and above. So in 2.5 to 2.99, now this is converting to the out of the 4.0 scale.
Yeah.
Those students absolutely are still welcome. They can qualify by completing a GMAT. Yes, and then the other part is that we also look at the last 60 credits of their study. So if they happen to have started their undergraduate degree and may not have started out with the great in the greatest way, but they sort of bettered themselves throughout their studies and were able to do better in the second half of their studies, we'll look at the last 60 credit hours of their study, and if that is greater than 2.5 or greater than 3.0, then we can
Still consider.
yeah, absolutely. So we may be able to waive GMAT, or we may be able to consider admissions altogether. So.
Alright. So how about the English proficiency test? Like when we talk about the IELTS or PSW test of English or any other languages, is it like what kind of bands you are looking out for?
So we are actually able to give a waiver for those that have studied in their undergraduate in English. So if they have a mode of instruction, we waive the language proficiency requirement. However, otherwise it would be your typical 6.5 with no advanced less than 6.
Okay.
Still recommended, of course, for study permit application. You probably want to ensure that you include your language proficiency with your application. But for admissions purposes, as long as you've studied your undergraduate in English, then you would meet the requirement. So,
Okay, so you're talking about the bursaries around 10,000 CAD and 15,000, right? Like when we talk about, like, do we have an interview process to claim that bursaries, or is standard on bursaries for each and every applicant? How is that?
Great question. Actually, it's as long as they're coming in and applying through you, and we'd be able to offer that.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for giving that opportunity for getting the 10,000 bursaries for all our applicants. Sounds interesting. And now coming back about the immigration rules and regulations, and now what exactly is happening in Canada? Can you just give me about the scenario in terms of the visa success stories, or what kind of precautions the students should take when they are depositing? I would say, like, we, in the sense from the student point of view,
Right.
What kind of precautions should be taken care during the visa process?
Excellent question, and I'm not a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. However, general consensus is
Yeah.
that of course, Canada has applied their scrutiny to ensure that the quality of the student is meeting their outlined conditions. So for all specifications, on the IRCC website, so Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada, it outlines kind of the criteria for students, and basically there are minimum thresholds that students need to meet, and basically just ensuring that they meet that, they have a very defensible source of support or funds available. Basically, all it comes down to is just making sure that you're covering your tuition. You're able to cover the minimum. So Canada has a minimum of $22,895 that you need to make sure that that's set aside. You should have 1 year of tuition, and then of course you should have financial support for travels, and just living expenses. So those funds obviously need to be
Yes.
clearly identified, and the source of them needs to be very easily identifiable as well. So those are kind of the key things. Again, it comes down to just making sure that it's not there's no questions of the source of funds, and everything just sort of makes sense. So.
Yes, fantastic. Now, how do you say, like, what are the next upcoming intakes for your institution? What are the major or most happening program at your?
Absolutely. So we have for our graduate program, we have January, May, and September.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's for our MBA. So our next intake is January 2027. After that, it's going to be May 2027, and then we'll have September 2027. For our undergraduate programs, we have January 2027, and then we'll have April, and then we'll have October. So,
All right. So now, like when we talk about Toronto Film School, can you just give me a small glance on the Toronto Film School, how it is getting connected to Yorkville and
great question. So we're really proud of Toronto Film School. Toronto Film School is our sister institution. It's probably one of the most well-known film schools in Toronto, or in Canada, and honestly, it has produced a lot of very award-winning graduates, and with that, a lot of those programs, they are diploma programs. So unfortunately, they don't specifically qualify for a provincial attestation letter. But what we do have is we have a pathway to what's called our Bachelor of Creative Arts. So students that are interested in the creative industries or creative arts, they can come in to Toronto Film School. They can study, graphic design, film production, writing for film and television, video game design and animation, video game production, and any of those programs. And then they can, from the very beginning, tie that into our Bachelor of Creative Arts. So our basically you do the diploma, and then that's kind of the prerequisite for the Bachelor of Creative Arts, because it's the unique program in Canada. It's a degree completion program where students they can come in even if they have a creative diploma here from India.
Okay.
They can, as long as it's a recognized degree here, or diploma rather, they can also apply and come directly into the Bachelor of Creative Arts. So the Bachelor of Creative Arts, it's a 2-year program, and basically it's where most programs do theory first and then practical. The assumption is you already have your practical, so students have already crafted their.
So you mean to say anyone with the existing portfolio, like they can be exempted?
That's right. So they would qualify for entrance into the Bachelor of Creative Arts. So it's a 2-year program. It is again qualifies for post-graduation work permit, which is up to 3 years. And again, it's just something that for those in the creative industries, it allows them to kind of go on and take on that entrepreneurial and business mindset to again protect their intellectual property, to understand contracts, and just really that business element of the creative industry. So there's a lot to it. It's a very interesting program, and had a lot of success with our graduates from that program.
Fantastic, Kevin. Like I have a couple of two more questions so that I can end up the conversation. What is the turnaround time of the offer letter? When we punch the application, I mean, we deposit as a student, we deposit the application to the Yorkville or the Toronto. How many days it takes for us to get the offer letter to release?
So if you have everything, in some cases, by the time you hit submit, you go get a coffee, and you come back, you might have that offer letter.
Oh, fantastic! So that means just it's like a fingertip.
Yeah. So as long as everything is there, of course, there's those scenarios.
So can I say to my audience that I get your offer letter within 1 day?
I mean, in some cases, absolutely.
Yeah, subject to the
of course. Yeah.
Okay.
So in a perfect scenario, absolutely.
Okay. So final question from my side: how would the accommodation support? Because most of the international students look out for on-campus support. So do you provide the on-campus accommodation support, and or you just recommend them to stay around the hostels or the nearby paid sources?
So great question, and I think that's something that's really important for students that are traveling to a new country and trying to figure out where to stay, how it works. So we do offer each student is assigned an advisor, so they have their very own advisor, which helps them through every step of the way. Once the application is submitted, and they support them, so they can help to guide them to the resources. We don't have our own accommodations, but we do have partners and kind of recommended partners that we work with that we do share. Oftentimes, many students are they are connected to various groups, and they are finding their own kind of accommodations beforehand. But we do support them, and we give them some recommendations on things to avoid, and just how to make sure that they optimize their experience. So we're there to support them every step of the way, and ensure that they're helping, they're making the right choices.
Great to hear, Kevin. So, any recommendations or any suggestions to my audience, looking out for masters or masters? Any final say to my audience from your side?
If you have any more questions about Yorkville, please come see our friends at R1 Global, and they'd be happy to help you out. And hopefully, we'll see you in Canada soon.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for your wonderful time. So, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go global with R1 Global.